Okay, so this is just a quick video I wanted to do on Kamala Harris and Joe Biden and the whole presidency, and how just completely unlikable these two have become. Now, I first noticed this. I was on YouTube, the YouTube homepage. They, have a little politics section. They'll recommend different videos, and I guess I clicked on a few videos, whatever, just random boring stuff of them giving speeches, and the dislikes to like ratio, I mean, if it was like 50-50, okay, that's one thing, whatever, they're going to have a lot of haters, there's a lot of Republicans that just hate them. But guys, take a look at some of these like to dislike ratios. For instance, this one right here. 9/11 anniversary. Kamala Harris pays tribute to those on Flight 93. Just a video of her talking in Pennsylvania where the plane crashed. Look at the likes to that. I mean, it's crazy. People just hate this woman, honestly. I really believe that. VP Kamala Harris urges community during 9/11 remarks at Flight 93 Memorial in Shanksville. 561 likes, over 5K dislikes. This is the best one. This is the best one. Justin Biden speaks about climate change and infrastructure in front of solar panels in Colorado. Over 1,000 views, 6 likes, 113 dislikes. Just nobody likes him. Governor Newsom made surprise campaign stop in San Francisco. Ooh. And these are not even, Republican sites that are hating on this stuff. It's just NBC Bay Area News. I mean, people just hate these people. It's not funny. Harris speaks out on why she hasn't traveled to southern border. Biden congratulated Newsom after recall election, told him to focus on climate and COVID-19. Forbes breaking news. These are just news sites, man. And just people completely reject this administration. You look at Kamala Harris's overall approval rating, it's absolutely tanking. And the Democrats now are kind of in a tough spot because I'm guessing they thought Kamala Harris was going to be the candidate to run in 2024 with Joe Biden's current age, his current health situation. Seeing him run in another election would be very far-fetched, and it would be very far-fetched to try and convince the American people that Biden has another 4 years in him. I think Democrats thought that with Harris, they could play the woman card, right? We saw it back in 2016. It didn't work, but you can still play up the woman. There will be women who vote for, someone that's a woman just because they want the first woman president, and then you can play up the whole minority card. But this woman is just clearly completely unlikable, her and Biden, but her more so than Joe Biden. She's actually more unlikable. And when it comes to the whole vaccinated versus anti-vax argument, the funniest thing to me, you go back, and I always tell people this, go back October 20th of 2020, Kamala Harris was very against the vaccine because at that point, Donald Trump and his administration were developing it, but 2 weeks later, October 20th, you get to the election 2 weeks later, Biden and the Democrats are now in, and now she's suddenly completely pro-vaccine. None of these people have any actual opinions. It's just what the party's viewpoint is. You go along with that. That's why the whole anti-vax versus vax thing is so stupid. The vice president was against the vaccine because Donald Trump was in office. Now that the Democrats are in office, she's for the vaccine. The whole thing is so stupid. And what I really think it comes down to is safety versus freedom. You've got many people on the left who are pro-safety, meaning they would give up some of their individual rights for the so-called betterment of the nation and to keep more people safe, and they're really pushing these vaccine mandates. And then you have, more people on the right who say, we want to keep our freedom. We don't think this disease is bad enough to be able to infringe on our personal freedoms and, whether or not you should have to get a vaccine. That's just kind of how I see it. It's really safety versus freedom. And the question you have to ask yourself is, do I think COVID is a bad enough disease where I will, be willing to sacrifice my personal freedoms for, the overall health and safety of the overall country? That's really what it comes down to. If you think yes, you're on the side of safety. If you think you want to keep your freedoms, this disease is not bad enough, you're on the side of freedom. It really is kind of an interesting thought experiment. And then I just found this yesterday, someone calling this out. So you take a look at these two pictures. The one on the left, there's so many funny things about the one on the left, but the first thing I want to do is just read the headline. it's not just dangerous, screaming F Biden may also be illegal. So a quick thing, there's a lot of kids at these college football games, at events, things like that, college kids chanting F Biden, screw Biden, the F word with Biden, things like that. And most Democrats shrug it off, whatever, but it is funny how some Democrats, it genuinely gets under their skin. You should not be talking about the president like that. And then, of course, we've got on the right, there's Kathy Griffin, who had a decapitated head of Donald Trump when he was president, and you had Democrats defending that action. So, yes, this is not, it was a tweet, and someone had the picture on the left and the picture on the right, and it's just such pure hypocrisy. No, you should have, it's just funny how there are some Democrats who legitimately get enraged and get triggered at drunk college 22-year-old frat boys chanting F Biden at a Tennessee Volunteers football game. They get so enraged, you make an article about it. It says experts warn that in addition to the violent incitement caused by screaming expletives at the president, such threats may also be criminal. Of course, we see the photo on the right. Once again, that is a decapitated, bloody head of Donald Trump. And then you take a look at the author, Eugene. You can see he's a PhD, and they, them is his pronoun. So thank you, Eugene, for telling us that. That was so important information. They, them. I hope it's in his Twitter bio. Oh my goodness, I hope it's in his Twitter bio. Please. But guys, it is just funny to see this. And again, I think the Democrats are kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. You can't run Biden again. I mean, there will be people that will vote for him, but there's no way independents are going to go for Joe Biden for 4 more years. You take a look at the disaster in Afghanistan, but I don't even think it has to do anything, politically. This guy, you look at his overall health, he's still got 2 more years now, and then you're talking about or 3 more years, and then in 2024, he's going to run another campaign. It's a mess. And then they thought Harris would kind of be the woman, but she's actually more disliked according to polls and according to studies. You look at the approval rating. I think she has an unprovable, her approval rating is 42% at this point, which is actually worse than Joe Biden, the old white man. So it's really surprising with the current shift in demographics to see a young woman who's a minority get this much hate from the American public who simply are rejecting this administration. And it's not a lot of people. You take a look at the likes and dislikes. I know it's not a lot of people, but it really is crazy to me. Most people on YouTube are very likely going to lean to the left. And we're just seeing people, these are just Forbes breaking news sites. These are just news organizations, Bloomberg News. It's unbelievable how hated this current administration is. It really is unbelievable, and it'll be interesting to see what ends up happening. But guys, that is going to do it for this quick little video. Guys, make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.